So good evening, all of you. So we are going to start the Dhamma discussion. The Vasala Sutta is really important to become a good person. Humanity and respect. So in this Vasala Sutta, we can learn what is humanity and what is respect. The Vasala Sutta, the discourse on the outcast. When you listen the word outcast, what the first thing come into your mind? India, my goodness. I thought that you will get that caste system is not good, like that. Thoroughly said India. Okay, what are the other things come into your mind when you hear the voice outcast? System, okay. Do you have caste system in Malaysia? Very good. No. Okay, for this country, you don't have any race system, caste system. Okay, very good. So what about your country? Any other experience regarding caste system? Any other experience? All right. So, this sutra is really helpful to understand, do we need a caste system? What do you mean by this caste system? Okay? All right. The caste system actually we call the low birth. On the other hand, low birth. Have two ways in the world. Okay, in all over the world. Even Sri Lanka, we have caste system. Okay, so they're not good. I just want to tell you, okay, as a information. Okay, so the caste system, low birth, actually coming in two ways. One from Varna. We call Varna. Do you want me to write it? Okay. Varna. Color. Yes. You know Varna? 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 Varna. SW. It's Pali called Varna. Okay? Pali called Varna. And the other one is Varna. In this world, the caste system based on one is Varna, the other one is what? Jata. Always when I'm writing this board shaking. Maybe because of my power. Yes, I was thinking why? I thought that board is response me. Okay. Though in this world, the caste system coming under Varna and Jata. Varna means what? Color, based on color. Okay. Do you know the country United States? USA. Yeah. US. So, the US, can you remember the Abraham Lincoln? The fight for the independence of the people. Why? Because they had a big discrimination regarding the skin color. Okay? So they discriminate the dark people. Okay? That's coming under Varna. Okay. So the Jata means birth. The caste system based on the birth also. It can be the family. It can be the race. It can be the province. It can be the village you born. The part of the country. All these things under the birth. So in this world, there are two ways when we are judging, we are doing the caste system as Varna, the skin color, and Jata by birth. Okay? birthplace or birth. Maybe your parents, because your parents, I mean, if the parents in low caste, the name is given to the children, so they become automatically low caste. Okay? If they are born in a village, if it is a low caste people staying in a village, automatically they become low caste. I mean, these are in the world. This is not my opinions. These are not my opinions. I mean, these are in the world, still existing. Still we have this. Even though we are in more development, with the more development, we are so developed, I mean, science and from the knowledge and in more 21st century, but still these things extincting and still these things in the world. All right? Okay. So I have given an example about the Varna by saying the story in America, Abraham Lincoln story. The dark people, they condemn, they reject. The white people and dark people don't want to study together. They didn't have any rights. The vote rights, they didn't have. They didn't have right to do the education. They didn't get any facilities like the white people. So these kind of things happen in the past. So what about the jati? Can we discuss an example for that? Yeah. The major example is India. When the Buddha's time, the caste system were highly recommended in that society. So highly practiced. They are highly believe that the caste system. So the caste system was in India. There are 4 classes actually. The first one was Brahmins. Preachers people, we call the preachers people. Brahmins. Yes. The second was Kshatriyas. We call Kshatriyas. Rulers, administrators, and administrators. Yes. And the third one, Vaishyas. What do you mean by that? Merchants. Yes, merchant. Tradesmen and farmers also. All was in Vaishyas. And Shudras, the laboring class, the low caste. So, in India, they were really thoroughly believed and thoroughly practiced this caste system. And also, before go to this one, and I would like to say something also. In Buddhist time, the Brahmins believe this practice, this caste system, as well as they highly discriminate the females. Highly. In the Brahmins, they didn't give a chance to practice religion for the female. There are 4 ways that in small age, the girls have to under the father and then have to under the husband. After that, females have to under the sons. Like that, they were not independent. Okay? So in this time, when the Buddhas arising, when the Buddhas come in time, the Buddha's alive time, the Indian society was under these kind of caste system, discrimination, women discrimination. So think about that, how Buddha become a Paduma? As a lotus. He gone through this mud. Even though 2,500 more than years now, still the Buddhism existing. See the power of the teaching? Okay. Now we'll move to the sutra. Okay. Everybody got this? Okay. See? So, when we go into the sutra actually, so there is a nice story. The Vasala means, now we understand, the low caste person or the outcast person. Okay. So, why Buddha preached this Vasala Sutra? We'll see why. What the reason behind that? What is the story behind that? Okay. Evam me sutang ekan samayam bhagava savatyam viharati jetavane anatha pindikassa rame. Atako bhagava pubbhanna samayan nivasetva patta chivaramadaya savatyam pindaya pavasi. Tenako samayena aggiga bharadwaja brahmanasa nivesane aggi pajjalito hoti ahuti paggahita. Atako bhagava savatyan sapadanam pindaya charamano yena aggiga bharadwajasa brahmanasa nivesanan tenuka samkaming. Adda sako aggiga bharadwajo brahmano bhagavantan durasocha agamachitva disvana bhagavantan etada vocha. So can you go through the English one? I mean, you can see the Pali stanza here. I gave you the translation also. So once upon a time, once occasion, thus I have heard means that this is the way I heard this. Okay. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living near Savatya Jetavana at Anatha Pindika's monastery. Okay. So I'm giving the summary of this. Then, in the forenoon, the Blessed One, having dressed himself, took bowl and robe and entered the city to Savatya for alms. Understand? I'm not going this one, I'm just giving my idea. You can read it, because we have less time. This sutta is very big. Alright? Okay. Then, now at the time the fire was burning and offering was being prepared in the house of the Brahmin Aggika Bharadwaja. Then the Blessed One, while on his arms round, came to the Brahmin's residence. The Brahmin, seeing the Blessed One, some way off said this. Okay, the Buddha went for arms round, and he came to near to the house of Brahman Aggika Bharadwaja. What is the name? Aggika Bharadwaja. Can you pronounce it? He's a Brahmin, okay? And they are doing some rites and rituals over there with the fire and everything. So the Buddha with the alms bowl came to near to the Aggika Bharadwaja's house. And Aggika Bharadwaja saw him and said like this. Tatrava mundaka, tatrava samanaka, tatrava vasala tittahiti. What is that? Stay there. You are Shevlin, stay there. You are a watched monk. Stay there. You are an outcast. Then he got angry because he is doing this own rites and ritual over there. But this wandering monk, he doesn't know this is Buddha. This wandering monk coming while they're doing his own chanting and own rites and rituals. So they saw this monk coming and scold him. How he scolded him? Stop. Read it that. Everyone can stop that. Having seen, he spoke to the Lord. Bald head, stay there. Rikus, stay there. Outcasts, stay there. Don't come inside. Bald hair means shaved hair. You stay there. Outcast. He used the word as what? Outcast. Okay. Now the Buddha, did Buddha argue with him? Did Buddha angry with him? Or try to make a conflict with him? No. Buddha was really silent. And he was really patient. That's what I always saying you. Maintain your patience. See your hand. Show me your hand. How many fingers you have? 5. Is that equal? Different. So, in our life, we have to associate. We have to stay. We have to talk with different kind of people, isn't it? Because they grown up in a different way. They're born in different way. We don't know their story. Maybe they overcome with very sad stories. Isn't it? So, that's why always Buddha advise us to every time maintain your what? Patience. Patience. That patience help you to overcome all your problems. If you make angry, if you have any problem with others, that's not insulting for others. That you insult yourself. Your blood pressure increasing. Isn't it? Your face becoming different when you get angry. So just be patient every time. Let it go. That's what, see, even Buddha, somebody's called to face to the Buddha at outcast person. This is Samma Sambuddha, the enlightened person. But this Brahmin insult him as what? Outcast, low birth person. So Buddha was really patient. That's why if Buddha can do that, then as followers, we definitely can do that. So this will not for others. It is for yourself. If you have patience, if you can bear anything, if you can let anything go, if somebody says something, if you can throw that from other ear, you are a wise person. So show that qualities to the world. I'm a wise person. Not wife, wise. Wise person. I can bear anything. I don't care others' words. I'm only concerned about my liberation. I only concerned about my path of Nibbana. Okay, so what is the answer Buddha gave? The answer Buddha gave is, okay, we'll go there. Evam vutte bhagava aggika bharadvajan brahmanan etada vocha janasi panatva brahmana vasalangva vasalakarana va dhammeti. Do you want to show me the place? You missed the place? Okay, I will show you. The last stanza of the first page. Tena he bhagava. Okay, the last page, last verse of the page. Okay, what Buddha said? When he spoke thus, the blessed one said to the Brahmana, Buddha asking from the Brahmana, do you know, Brahman, who an outcast is and what the condition are that make an outcast? Brahmana, you insult me that I am an outcast person. It's okay, but do you know who is outcast person? Huh? Do anybody knows here who is the outcast person? What are the qualities of the outcast person? Okay, now we are going to learn that. So then again, the Brahmana replied, Nakkang va bhogotama janami vasalang va vasala karane va dhamme sadhu me bhavang gotamo tata dhamman desutung yathahang janaya vasalang va vasala karane va dhammeti. So then the Brahmana was thinking, who is outcast person? No, I don't know. Even though I blame him, I don't know the meaning of the word. Okay? No, indeed, Venerable Gautama, I do not know who an outcast in no the condition that make an outcast. It is good if Venerable Gautama were to explain the Dhamma to me so that I may know who an outcast is and what the conditions are that make an outcast. Okay. Sorry, Venerable Sir, I don't know who is outcast person. If you can, please teach me who is the outcast person. Okay. Now, then Buddha started to preach Brahman Aggika Bharadwaja, who is an outcast person. Tenahi Brahmana sunahi sadhukam manasikarohi basisamiti. Listen the Brahman and pay attention. I will teach you. I will preach you. Then, Evan Bhotiko Aggika Bharadvajo Brahmano Bhagavato Pachun Sosun Bhagava Etada Vocha. Yes, Venerable Sir, replied the Brahman. The Blessed One spoke thus. Now the Buddha started to preach who is an outcast person, how we can identify, how we can recognize an outcast person. Okay, we'll move to the first stanza. You can go through your number 1 stanza. See the number 1. Okay. So we will read together. It's not mentioned here. See your handout. Number 1. Okay? Number 1. All right. Shall we together? Kodano upanahicha papa makkicha yonaro vipannat ditti mayavi tanjanna vasalo iti. Okay, what do you mean by that? Someone with a bad temper and a tendency to get angry easily has no loving kindness or compassion towards others. He hates others for his own misfortunes and is unable to refuse to recognize any good qualities in others. He has wrong view and immoral behavior, but is deceitful to hide his own faults and weakness. Though anger, vyapada, and wrong view, michaditi, he is committing to mental action of the 10 unwholesome action. In the first verse, the Buddha seems to have very cleverly described the state of the mind of the Brahman and at the very moment. So, first stanza Buddha explained, whoever is angry, harbors hatred and reluctance to speak well of others, prevented in view, this fool know him as outcast person. That's mean always angry with others, always blame others and hiding the bad thing of our own. First Buddha says he is outcast person. Do you understand that? I have written this, I elaborate the stanza here. The short note you can see in your handout. So I want to give more information, that's why I elaborate here. Okay, shall we move to the second one? Okay, because the sutta is very big. Okay, see the second one, shall we say together? Ekajang va dhijang vapi yodapanahi hinsati yassapane dayanatti tanjanna vasalo hoti. What do you mean by that? If someone has no sympathy, compassion or consideration for the life of other living beings and harm them or kill them by any means, it is an immoral behavior of the worst kind that will bring harmful consequences, both in this life and future lives. The first of 5 precepts of morality, Panchasila, in the Buddhist moral behavior Sila, is to abstain from the killing any living beings. Though killing a living being, one is also committing the first of the 10 unwholesome actions. The twice born being mentioned in this verse may refer to bird and reptiles who are born twice, firstly as an egg and then the emergence from the egg into the bird. Do you understand? Okay, anybody who doesn't have any sympathy with other, compassion with other, who try to kill other people, those are the outcast people. Okay, shall we go to the third one? Okay, shall we read? Yo hanti parirundati ghamani nighamani cha nighamako sammanyato tanjanna vasalo hoti. Okay, now, little we are understanding who is the outcast person. Every human being has a natural desire to live a peaceful life with no fear of harm to themselves, their kith and kin, or to their belongings. If one terrorizes the innocent people in village and market town by intimidating and destroying their properties, livelihood, and even their lives with no compassion, by creating notoriety and reputation as a notorious thug or a criminal, he is considered as an outcast person. See? The outcast is not coming through the color, through the birth. These are the qualities how we can identify the outcast people, low birth people, low people. Okay, we'll move to the fourth one. Shall we? Gameva yadivan ranye yampare sammamayitang Teya adinang adiyati tanjanna vasalo hiti. What is that? Here the Buddha refers to the second of the 5 precepts as well as the second of the 10 unwholesome actions, which is abstain from stealing or taking what is not given, either in the village and town or in the forest. If one steals the belongings of other people, it is an immoral behavior of an outcast. Everyone likes to keep their possessions and will be unhappy to lose them, and considering that one should respect others' right to keep their possessions and refrain from the violence that right. Okay? So Buddha saying that if somebody is stealing others' thing, if somebody taking the things not given, those are the people who we can recognize as outcast people. Okay, we'll move to the fifth one. Okay, shall we? Yo have inamadaya chuppamano palayati nahite ina mattiti thanjanna vasalo iti. Okay. When someone borrow money or anything else from someone else on trust, especially when there is no material proof of that transaction, one should honor that trust and return it to the owner. If one runs away of evading the expenses of the loan when asking to repay, it is immoral behavior when the 5 precepts of the Buddha morality are considered. The person break not only the 2nd precept of not stealing but also the 4th precept of not telling lies. If somebody break the trust of some person, if somebody is stealing from others, borrow money and not giving, trust is really important to our life. Some people trust us very well. For example, people give donation, people give things, people help to the friend to friend without having any legal document or anything. If you are a good person, if you are a trustworthy person, you have to return it back according to the promise. So if you are not doing that, you are a what? Outcast person. Okay, we'll go to the 6th one. Yochave kinchi kanya mata pantasming vajata chanam hantang kinchikka madeti thanjanna vasalo hoti. What is that? Killing someone walking on the road for the purpose of stealing something belonging to that person in moral behavior of the worst kind, and the Buddha has quite right considered that person as an outcast person. The person has no respect for the other person's life or the belongings. The victim could be any innocent person who happens to be there at the time. By killing and stealing, the person has broken the first 2 of the 5 precepts of the Buddhist morality. By coveting what belongs to the others, he is also committing a mental unwholesome action, abhijja, one of the 10 unwholesome actions with the serious consequences in the future lives. So do you understand? Okay, we'll move to the next one. 7th. Shall we read to all of you? This time I'm not going to read. Can you? Okay. Loudly. Yo. Very good. So happy. Okay. What do you mean by that? False speech in any situation is an immoral action. It is the duty of a member of any civilized society to state the true facts while giving evidence in order to carry out justice. When a person has witnessed some illegal action taking place and it asks to give evidence, if the person resorts to give false evidence for one's own sake, for the sake of someone else, or for the sake of money, it is an immoral act. He is breaking the 4th of the 5 precepts of abstaining from the false speech and is also committing one of the 10 unwholesome actions. He is an outcast person. The 8th one, shall we? Okay. Yo ñātiñja saṅkhānaṁ vā dhāretu patidissati sahasa sampiyena vā thañjanna vasalo hoti. Venerable Padma can read the slide 1.
Respecting one's marriage and the marriage of others is a characteristic of a civilized person that maintains the stability of a family and the society in general. However, if someone engages in adultery and extramarital relationships, either by force or with the consent of the other party, it is a grossly immoral action. It can lead to destruction and suffering of not only one's own family but other families as well. By committing sexual misconduct, one is also breaking the third of the 5 precepts of morality and committing the third of the 10 unwholesome actions.
Okay, that's mean if you doing sexual misconduct, the person who breaking the 3rd precept is a outcast person who associate more than one wife or one husband, who associate more than one girlfriend or one boyfriend. He is a outcast person. Do you understand? Okay, the next one, 9 one. All together. Yo mātarang vā pitarang vā jinnang kangata yobbhanang pahusantona bharati thañjanna vasalo iti. Next one to the Reverend Paduma. Give your mic to the next one. Okay. Can you read it, Venerable Susila, for me?
Parents bring a child into this world and attend to the needs of the child in an unselfish way with unconditional love. In the Maha Mangala Sutta, the Buddha stated that caring and looking after one's parents is one's great blessing. In the Sigalovada Sutta of the Digha Nikaya collection of the Buddha's long discourses, the Buddha has stated 5 duties of a house builder towards their mother and father. Support the parents, do their work, keep the family tradition, make oneself worthy of inheritance, and offer alms in their home. After their death, the Buddha has given such importance to supporting one's parents, and when one neglects the duty, even when one has means to do so, it is not characteristic of a moral or civilized person.
Okay, nice. Your reading is very good. Okay, that's what you mean by the parents are helping us from the small age. They grown up in a very difficult way. Sometimes they didn't have food to eat, but they given to the children. Maybe that they are not educated, but they try to give good education for their children, isn't it? They had a tough time, hard time to grow up the children. So when the children grown up, when the children become elders, if a child on being selfish and only look up themselves, not looking after the parents or treating the parents or giving food or not entertain the parents, not treating to the parents, that child is who? Outcast person. Do you understand that? Okay, we'll move to the next one. Yo mātarang vā pitarang vā bhātaram bhagini sasun hanti ro seti vāchāya thañjanna vasalo iti. Okay, number 10. We'll give to the Venerable Visuddhi. Okay, so I didn't see that, Venerable. Okay, we'll go next time. Can you read it out for me, Venerable?
Sure. Having stated that neglecting the care of one's parents is a characteristic of an outcast in the preceding verse, the Buddha now presents cruelty not only to one's parents but also to one's brothers, sisters, and other relatives, including one's in-laws, as a characteristic of an outcast. The cruelty, which can be both physical and verbal, takes place in the present society and must have taken place during the days of the Buddha too, for the Buddha to name it as a characteristic of an outcast.
Okay, thank you. That's now, if a person not looking after the family, not treating the parents, always angry and blaming the family members, not giving any happiness to the parents or family members or wife or anybody, that person is who? Outcast person. Okay, we'll move to the 11th one. Now I'm not going to read, you are the one who going to read the 11th. Okay, all of you together read it out. Yo atang very good. I think good than me. Okay. So, Venerable, can you give to the mic to the corner, Reverend? Yes.
When someone else taught faith and truth, ask questions or seek advice on moral or spiritual matters, if one gives advice to the contrary that will lead a harmful and destructive consequences, it is a characteristic of an outcast. The same person may be evasive in giving true information and provide information that would be detrimental to the receiver.
Okay, thank you, Reverend. Okay, that means, for example, I'm a teacher. If I show you a bad path, when you ask me question from you, if I give you a wrong answer and mislead you, I'm an outcast person. Okay, that's the meaning of this. There are people who don't want to see others' success, who don't have mudita. Of course, mudita here. I mean, who doesn't have the mudita, joyness with others. There are people who are misleading. Okay? So these kind of people, who are they? They are outcast people. Okay, shall we move to the next one? It's 12, no? 12? Okay, we'll give to the mic to the Venerable Chandaratana. Can you read this for me?
Wow, that's long.
Oh, you?
If a person has committed a wrong or an evil deed, especially if it has caused detrimental or harmful consequences to others, it is the duty and responsibility of a civilized person to own up to it and face the consequences, even if they are punitive. This will enable the person to take corrective measures so that it will not happen again. However, if one tries to conceal or deny such actions and continue to commit them in secret, it is a characteristic of an outcast. Some Buddhist scholars have suggested that this may apply to Buddhist monastics who have to confess any wrongdoing within their disciplinary rules to their community in order to take corrective measures.
Okay, thank you. So there is a lot of things to learn from this one. There are people who showing a good face to the world, and doing lot of bad thing and hiding that, and they might think nobody knows that, everybody think that I'm a good person, isn't it? But that kind of people who have two faces, that kind of people Buddha recognized had who? Outcast person. Okay, we'll move to the 30. You understand, no? All clear? Okay. Okay, we'll go to the 13. e parakulang gantva bhutvana suchiboghanam agatanna patipureti thanjanna vasalosi. Could you please, Sister Shraddha, can you take the mic and read this for me?
When one receives a warm welcome and enjoys hospitality, including good food, while visiting another house, it should be one's duty to reciprocate. Similar hospitality when they visit one's own household. If it does not happen and evade the duty with some excuse, it is not a characteristic of a civilized person. The Buddha seems to have presented this quality to point out its significance in maintaining positive social interactions, harmony, and integrity.
Thank you. Okay. So, we know we are really good in hospitality. With some visitor or some friends come to see us, we entertain them, we treat them very well. Okay? So, if we are not how to tell this? Retreat them very well, we take all the advantages from others. But we are not repaying for that. That kind of person is a outcast person. Do you get my point? Do you understand that? Venerable Vimala? Do you understand? Okay. I thought you are in the farm. Because I recognize that you are not in the class. You okay? All right. Okay. Yes. Page number, you are asking about the 13. Thanjanya vasalo iti. Nya. Thanjanya vasalo iti. Nya. Can you see the diacritical mark in up of the N? It's called diacritical marks. We use, when we are writing Pali in English, we use separate diacritical symbols for that. This na become nya when you put this one top of the N. Okay, so it's pronounced as janya, thanjanya vasalo iti. Okay, we are going to the 14, isn't it? 14. Okay. All right. The 14. Yo brahmanang va samanang va, loudly, anyang vapi vanibhakam, musava dena vanjeti, thanjanya vasalo iti. Okay. Could you please, Sister Vishaka? Can you see? Put your glasses.
No, I can't see the whiteboard.
Okay. So, we'll pass to the Sister Sumeda. Maybe she's having eye problem. We have to give a chance. Okay.
Ascetics and holy persons are those who lead the spiritual lives and possess qualities such as virtuous behavior, honesty, humility, and the developed mind. They have left the domestic life and depends on others for their requisites of living. If someone through dishonesty and falsehood agree or promise to provide their needs in terms of food, clothes, accommodations, and medicines, and then do not fulfill the promise, they become helpless. Mendicant is someone who survives on food donated by others.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Sister Sumeda. That means, the people there are promising. When the Reverend, I promise you to donate for the stupa. Reverend, I promise you to donate for the medicine. When the beggars coming, and they showing that they have, but they showing that we don't have. They agreed to give something. Then they break the promise. They don't want to make the promise success sometimes. And they avoid some people. There are people who, promising them, who capable to do things, but they don't want to do that. these kind of people, Buddha express at who? Outcast person. Okay, number 15. Yo brahmanang va samanang va bat kale upattite roseti vachana cheti thanjanya vasalo iti. Okay. Yes, Sister Karuna?
Ascetics and monks have given up their domestic life and livelihood in search of their spiritual goal by depending on the lay donors for the basic necessities of their life, such as food, clothes, accommodation, and medicines. They visit from house to house, begging for food and other needs, and it is the duty of a civilized society to donate to them and also to make merits from their actions. However, when an ascetic visits one's house during the mealtime, if one not only refuses to offer any food, but verbally abuses them and denigrates them, it is a characteristic of an outcast.
Okay, thank you. Yes, there are people who don't want to donate anything, don't want to provide 4 main requisites to the temple. What are the 4 major requisites as a reverend? Okay, we'll ask from the Novitiate monks. Okay, what are the main 4 requisites for the monk? First one? No, the first one? No. Robe. Then without robe, how we can be a monk? You forget it. Okay, robe, food, yeah, okay. Food, again, robe, food, medicine and shelter. So these are the 4 major requisites for as a reverend, as an ascetic. So the lay people have to support for that. Not only for their success, but also earn merits. But there are people who don't want to contribute for anything. Once they see a monk or nun or reverend, they are very greedy. They don't want to give anything to anybody. They are not, they are not like to donate anything or give something. Or these kind of people, Buddha named as what? Outcast person, who always, having a fire with greediness. Don't want to donate anything. Who not practicing what? Generosity. That's the exact way. Generosity. Okay. So 16, isn't it? 16. Shall we go to the 16? Asatang yoda pabeti mohena palingi gunite kinchinkan nijing gisota nijing gisano tanjanna vasaloite. Quite difficult to pronounce this. Okay? Sister Samadhi, can you read it?
If one knowingly speaks the untruth to someone else in order to trick or deceive that person for even a small gain or profit, it is a characteristic of an outcast. This may also include people who exaggerate or speaks of non-existing qualities in others expecting to gain something from them, and those with no proper knowledge or skill make prediction about others' life and future and expecting some gain.
Yes, thank you. That means there are people who don't want to give but always like to have. Everything for me. Everything for me. And on the other hand, telling lies to get things. Showing wrong face. Telling lies. Maybe there are people who have lot of things but saying, I don't have anything, can you help me? Because want to get help from others. And also associate with bad people. Associate with bad people. These kind of people are who? Outcast people. Okay, we'll move to the 17th. Yo chattanan samukhanse parancha mavajanati nahino sena manena tanjanya vasalo iti. Sister Sunanda, can you?
When one prays and glorify oneself through conceit and excessive pride, while at the same time belittling and denigrating others, it is a characteristic of an outcast. A wise person will show modesty even if they happen to possess some quality that they should be proud of. However, they will make an effort to recognize and praise such quality in others.
Thank you. Yes. There are people who is really proud of themselves. Always put others down. Look at others down. Always discriminating. Always blaming. Looking the faults. Looking out, picking up the faults of others. Okay, and boasting about own self. I am this, I am that. These kind of people. Who? Outcast people. Okay. We'll move to the 18th. Okay. Rosako kadariyocha papicho machari sado ahiriko ananottapi Tanjanya Vasalohiti. Can you give the mic to the Venerable Ratana?
Here the Buddha presents a combination of evil qualities in an outcast. They are liable to get angry easily, even for trivial reason, selfish with no considerations for others, deceptive in nature, misery, crafty, greedy, and show no shame or fear in carrying out any actions of evil nature.
Thank you, Bande. Okay. See, there are people always greedy, and also what? I lost the. Always always work with anger and very greedy. Crafty. What are the other thing? Deceptive. You can see the not considering about others' feeling, others' status, the humanity, nothing they don't concern. These kind of people, Buddha called as who? Outcast people. 19th. Yo buddham paribhasati atava tassa savakam paritbhajang gahattava tanjanna vasalo iti. Yes, Reverend. I cannot see your name. Abhaya.
If one denounces and denigrates the Buddha, the enlightened ones, or a disciple of the Buddha, whether a religious recluse or a householder, he is an outcast. The Buddha disciple may include noble disciples who are enlightened or are on the path of liberation, as well as other disciples who have taken refuge in the triple gem of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha.
Thank you. Okay. If there are anybody who insulting or ill-treating to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, or the followers, okay, that kind of people are outcast people. Okay, all right. Number 20. Yo ve anaraha santo aram patijanati Choro sabbrahmake loke esako vasaladhamo eteko vasala utta maya voye pakasita. Okay, it's long one. Okay. Can you read it? Can you see it? You looks like this to the...
Very blur.
Blurred?
Yeah, I try. The Buddha now refers to anyone who pretends to be enlightened when one is not, labeling him as the worst of all outcasts and a thief, not only in this world but in the whole universe, including the celestial worlds. In the Buddhist teaching, when one cultivates the Noble Eightfold Path diligently, one will attain 4 progressive noble stages, namely stream enterer, Sotapanna, once returner, Sakadagami, non-returner, Anagami, and finally the fully enlightened stage of Arahant. The Buddha has given so much significance to this type of false claims that it is one of the 4 grave offenses, parajika, of the disciplinary rules for the Buddhist monastics. If a Buddhist monastic falsely claims to have attained any of the above stages, it is an offense that can lead to expulsion from the monastic order.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the answer. Can you remember Bhante Chandana? We spoke about this. If somebody showing that, I'm an arahant, I'm a sotapanna person, I'm a sakadagami person, I'm an anagami person, I have this kind of power, I have this kind of mental development. I mean, it's not reality. If they show off, these kind of people are outcast people. There are people who, showing that as reverence also. Sometimes they shows that, that I have become this level, I have become that level. Can be. But it is true, it's okay. Normally Arahant, they won't tell that. I am Arahant. They are not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm even not a Sotapanna person. Okay, I don't want to lie. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to be. I'm in the path. Okay? So, the thing is, if somebody shows that I have this kind of power, that kind of power, I have become like this, I have a Sotapan, like that. So there are people who shows like that. These kind of people, if it is not true, these kind of people are who? Outcast people. Okay, we'll move to the number 21. Najajja vasalo hoti, najajja hoti brahmano. Kammana vasalo hoti, kammana hoti brahmano. Valuable stanza. Really valuable. Yes, who's next? Yeah.
Having described all the above characteristics by which one should be able to recognize an outcast in this world, the Buddha now makes a classic declaration that one does not become an outcast or a Brahmin by reason of one's birth, but that only through one's action one become an outcast or a Brahmin. This is an extreme bold declaration that went against the caste system that dominated the life and the society of India during the time of the Buddha.
Thank you, Reverend Sivali. Thank you very much. Okay, that means nobody become outcast or a high caste person by birth. The people become outcast or high caste by their action, by their behaviors. So did you understand? Okay. Number 22. Shall we read? Tadaminapi vijanata yatha medan nisaddhanam chanda pala putto sopako matango iti visustuto. Okay.
Now the Buddha cites an example to elaborate the fact that the birth as a so-called outcast is not an obstacle to proceed on the spiritual path and become famous. A person named Sopaka, who was born into an outcast family, was able to become famous and to be known as Mantaka later on.
Yes, that means there are people in Buddhist dispensation, in Buddha's time. Okay, there's a nice example Buddha saying in a sutta. I cannot remember the sutta, but I can say the story for you. One day, the Brahmana came to the Buddha and scolded Buddha. Buddha, you are from a high-class family. Huh? You are coming from a king's family. King's? Not kids' family, huh? King's family. Okay, king's family. Okay, so why you are giving chance to enter your community, these low-caste people? Huh? Because of these people, your community become, different. Huh? Many people, different kind of people here. So the Buddha gave the nice example. You know Brahmana, the big river. Have you seen any big river? Yes. To be the river big and beautiful, we are having different kind of waterfalls. Do you understand what I am saying? Trying to say? The different kind of waterfalls brings water for this beautiful river. That's like that for my dispensation becoming beautiful by coming different caste people. So as mentioned here, there are people who enter to the community. You know, we have a lot of examples. Sunita, Sopaka, these characters, they are low-caste people. Who was in the cemeteries, who was cleaning the town. But Buddha gave a chance to enter to the community. And they become arahant. See? So that's why they say the different caste of people came to the Buddhist dispensation and they enlightened. Okay, do you understand this? Everyone? Okay, we'll move to the 23. So yasam paramam patto matang goyan dudulham aganyun tassa pattanang kantiya brahmana bahu. Can Reverend Sumana read it out? Can you, sir?
Matanga, who was previously known as Sopaka, gained so much popularity, which is not something that comes easily, that even the members of the royalty and Brahmin families came to attend on him. Katiya and the Brahmins were the two highest castes of the caste system in India at that time.
Yeah, there is a hidden story behind this stanza. Okay, that's mean there are, as I mentioned earlier, different kind of caste people enter as community members. Isn't it? Yeah, isn't it? As I mentioned, thank you, Reverend. Very helpful. Okay, so nice of you. So, can you remember that there are different people, different caste of people coming to the community. But they all got the respect from whom? King, merchants, who all the high class people worshipping them because of their morality, because of the spiritual development. That's what this stanza want to say, that the caste is not important, the color is not important, the family background is not important. The important thing is, are you virtuous? Are you spiritual developed? Are you disciplined? That is the most important thing. Do you understand? Okay, we'll move to the next one. 24.
Subhagya seems to have attained the stages of deep mental absorptions, jhana, that the Buddha and the other enlightened disciples also had attained through meditation. There are 8 jhanas consisting of 4 fine material jhanas, rupa jhana, and 4 immaterial formless jhanas, arupa jhana. Unless one is fully enlightened through insight meditation, one who attains any of these jhanas by giving up sensual desire, kama raga, is reborn in one of the celestial worlds known as Brahmaloka.
Okay, the same story. Okay, this is also message actually. The people who coming from different caste or different families, but they came to the Buddhist dispensation and they developed their self, attained to the jhana. Maybe they are anagami, maybe they are sovan. Finally, how to go to the Brahmaloka? Who born in Brahmaloka? Who can cultivate metta, karuna, mudita, hopeka? 4? So, the one who practice that, one who cultivate that can attain to this jhana and born in Brahmaloka. Those who born in Brahmaloka never returns to the world, human world. They attain to the final liberation. So try to do that. Okay. Next verse, 25. Nanan jati nivaresi brahmaloku papattiya ajnanya yakkule jata brahmana manta bandhuno. Okay, who's going to read it? Sister Subha, can you?
Yes, I try. Here the Buddha confirms the fact that birth in a so-called outcast family, according to the social divisions, is no bar to progress spiritually and be reborn in higher celestial worlds. On the other hand, those who are born into the so-called higher families, such as Brahmins, similar with the Vedic scriptures, can commit unwholesome acts and bear the consequences.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the summary of this is, if anybody can stop, did anybody capable to stop outcast people attain to the arahantship? Is there anybody was capable in Buddha's time to stop attending arahantship by outcast people? No. Is there anybody who can give help to attend to the arahantship for the high caste people? No. That means the Buddha is saying that the caste was not a problem to attain to the final liberation. It doesn't matter how you born. Doesn't matter where do you born. It doesn't matter to whom you born. Doesn't matter your color of the body. Those are not matters. Is the age is matter? No? Okay, sure? Happy? He's looking at me. I thought that he will say, I cannot remember. Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. That means anything not matter to attend to the liberation. Okay, number 20. What? 6. Okay, number 26. Shall we read it out? Techa papesu kammesu abhinnahamu padissare ditteva dhamme gharaiha samparayecha dugghatin nate jati nivareti dugghacha garhaya va. Okay, can you read, Sister Nandini?
Even those who are born into so-called higher class families, such as Brahmins, equipped with scholarly knowledge and scriptures, can be seen to commit evil and unwholesome deeds. Due to such actions, they are blamed and despised by others, and following death, they will be born in lower realms of suffering. So birth in this socially declared higher and privileged class would not stop one from being despised in this world or being born in lower worlds of extreme sufferings if they commit evil deeds.
Thank you. Okay. What is the summary of this? As I mentioned earlier, the people who attend to the arahantship or attend to the enlightenment by born in low caste, it was a matter that their caste was not matter. Just like, even though you born in a high family, if you doing bad things, if you doing wrong things, if you doing unwholesome, you will always blamed by the society. And also after your death, you will born in evil place. You will go to the hell because of the bad things. The caste, even though you born in a low caste, if you do good things, you will, praised by, you will appreciate by the society. And also you will born in a good place. That's what this describes. Do you get my point? Understand? All right. We'll go to the next one. 27. Okay. Najaccha vasalo hoti, najaccha hoti brahmano, kammana vasalo hoti, kammana hoti brahmano. Repeating again the same thing. Okay, can you read, Sister Anoma? Can you read this?
Not by birth is one an outcast. Not by birth is one a Brahmin. By deed one become an outcast. By deed one become a Brahmin.
Thank you. Yes, that's true. It's repeating the same one because from this sutta, ko is this. The summary of this sutta is this stanza. What is that? Najajja vasalo hoti, najajja hoti brahmano, kammana vasalo hoti, kammana hoti brahmano. From the birth, you are not become a high class or low caste. By your action, it is the action that always give you that place. You are a outclass or high class. Okay? That's what Buddha wanted to say. Now, do you understand what are the qualities of outcast person? That's normally in this society. Still, even though the Buddha's preaching still alive, there are reverends to preach this. Still people in Sri Lanka also, India also, still we are having the caste system. Because of the caste system, sometimes people lose many things. Especially in India, still they lose the education. There is another, enacted rule in India, sometimes if the husband died, the wife have to died by fire. See, these kind of things still existing. What a awful acts these are. So that's why Buddha always saying, by the birth or by your color or anything, not deciding your caste. The caste deciding by your action, the way you behave and way you treat others. Can I ask a question from you? We all die one day. Is there any person not going to die? No, I want to ask the way. Buddha, I mean the name is always there. And Buddha also died. As a physically, Buddha also died. The name is there. The teaching is there. Okay? All right. So is there anybody not going to die? Okay, we all going to die. So when the day we died, if somebody says, oh my God, he died finally. Would you like to ask that one? If somebody says, thank God he died. Thank God she died. We don't want to listen that, no? That means that you are a not good person to the society. If somebody says that, that means you haven't done anything to the society. You was a not good friend. You was a not good husband or wife or parent or, any kind of, you are not a good citizen. If one day, if we died, after our death, if somebody says, what a good person died, as we say about the late chief, most venerable sir, with the respect to say the name, Kirinde Dhammananda Mahanayaka Thera. Still people come into the temple because of him. You know, the Malaysians turned as Buddhist, convert to the Buddhist because of him. He's the one who started. He's the one who renounced this society. Because of him, actually, we all preaching here today. See, he died always. In 1996 or 1999, I cannot remember the year, but he died. Still the name is there. People still respect him. People still worship him. Still people saying the good things about him. Because he did lot of good things. That's how we have to die. And also, we also always remember the bad people also in this world. Osama bin Laden. Do we say that, what a good person died? That people also very famous. I'm trying to say this. Good, we can be famous either good side or bad side. But the good side remains always with the respect. The bad side always we remain with the blames, disrespect. So respect can earn by being good and by respecting to others. Is that so? So respect, the one and only thing we have to earn from the people is respect. That respect we cannot take by force. You should respect me. We cannot ask that. That respect is coming automatically to others by seeing the behaviors, but by seeing the, their actions. By seeing the words they are telling. The respect is coming through your behaviors. And the Buddha, the ultimate Buddha's message is the humanity and the respect is what you give to the world, it's automatically come to you. Yadisan vapate bijanta disang harate palang. It's not in the tune. Kalyanakari kalyanam papakari cha papakan. It's nice word. If you cultivate good seeds, you will get good harvest. If you cultivate useless seeds, you will never get good harvest. Whatever you cultivate, you will get return that. If you do good, good will come to you. If you do bad, the bad will come to you. And both things come to the particular person who doing that. If I do I'm doing something good and I'll ask wholesome or merits go to her. Can I? No. The action or the reaction coming to the particular person, not for the others. So that's why Buddha always advise, be good to everyone. Be polite to everyone. Because we came to the world for the short period. Is there anybody going to live more than 2,000, 100, 300, 500? Not sure. Even we can. Now I am 32. I am not sure whether I can live at least 50. Because of the way the world going. Isn't it? So, every day start with good ambition. That's how I do. You know, every day when I wake up, I sit on the bed and think, today may I cultivate my good thoughts. Today may I have chances to accumulate wholesome. Today may I be good for everyone. Today may I have chances to develop my knowledge and develop myself. Like that I think always. So start a new day with new beginning. Forget past. Take the past as experience. Don't dream much about future. What do you mean by that? There is a nice stanza. Atitanna sochanti nappatikke anagatam. Pachupannena yapenti tena maggo pasidati. One day, nice story. Can I tell you the story? It's a nice story. One day, one Devas came to the Buddha and asked, this is Sutra, Baddheka Ratta Sutra. The name of the sutra, it's in Anguttara Nikaya, Baddheka Ratta Sutra. One Devas asked that whether you are becoming bad upasikas, destroying the precepts, not maintaining noble silence. I go through some suggestions. One suggestion, quite a lot of suggestions that said that upasikas not maintaining the noble silence. I don't think that this is written by reverence. I said that I saw that. Lot of talks, lot of sharings, not maintain the noble silence, always chit-chat. Okay? So, that's you have to keep in your mind why you came to this program. What you have to learn from this one. Always this blame coming to the female. Why? We always try to talk. We cannot maintain the noble silence. But you should think, why we have two eyes? Why we have two eyes? To see the world more. Why we have 2 ears? Why, Upasika Noma, why we have 2 ears? To pull down? What? To hear more. Why we have one mouth? Talk less. Think that if they have 2 mouths, you will definitely. That's the thing. So always keep that in your mind. I am a reverend. I am a upasika. I want to show that qualities. When you talk to others, be polite. Excuse me, may I? Maintain your tone. When you talk to the reverends, when you talk to the Bhantes, you should be really polite. That's how you should maintain your qualities as upasikas or reverends. Bhantes. If you have anything to ask, excuse me, reverend, may I have a question. Really nice asking that Bhante Susila. We were talking about him with the other reverends also. If he have something, is it okay to tell? Okay, no? If he have something to ask, he's slowly coming. Even sometimes I cannot hear what he's saying. But Bhikkhuni, I have a question to ask from you. Very nicely. Then a very peaceful mind. See the way how they maintain. Bhikkhuni, I have a question to ask. Then I'm getting scared. My goodness. See the difference between the two tones? That's the thing. So we came to the Novitiate program, or being a wearable or being a upasika means to control your mind, body, verbal action. Understand? Okay, always keep that in your mind. Be polite, maintain your silence. Every time, keep that in your mind and came for a purpose here. What is the purpose? The household, family members ask, could you please go somewhere for 1 week? Please? Did family members ask like that? No. Could you please go for a retreat and come? Did they ask like that? Did they ask? No. You choose this because you want a training. You want to learn about the Buddhism, isn't it so? You want to, develop yourself. Keep that in your mind. Always. Okay? All right. Okay, the next one. I forget the sutra also. Okay, Baddhekaratta Sutra, isn't it? Okay, one day, I'm teaching this to you because it's my duty to correct you and teach you, because otherwise, I may not in the next year, but I like to, as I mentioned you in the evening, I like to see you all success in your journey. Not like reverends, not like upasakas, but like as also lay people. The people will love Buddhism if you show good qualities after doing this. Don't be the same person when you leave here. Change yourself. That's make people motivate. My goodness, this Sister Anoma become change. Now he maintaining noble silence. That means she learned lot from the, the Novitiate program. She never blames to others. She just keep, always good. See, if somebody can say that, good, no? I love to have, hear that. If somebody says that she's good, that's the thing That's the thing. If the Paduma's mother, Reverend Paduma's mother, what's your lay name? Shane. Shane. My son Shane become different after the Novitiate program. Now he's so calm. Now he's doing work very well. Treat us very well. See? People will come, people will believe Buddhism. After the Novitiate program, when you back to home, if you started to scold the people, if you started to blame the people, if you started to beat the wife, what will they do? They will never see the Buddha statue again. That's why I'm saying this. So always keep that in your mind. Always keep that in your mind. Okay. So Bhaddekaratta Sutra 1, Devas came to the Buddha and asked whether, my goodness Buddha, your members, community members, your followers are really beautiful. But he said, your Sangha members are so beautiful like this. All are beautiful. And there is a noble silence in this Jetavana. This temple is so silent. So what the reason behind that? What they ask? Two things they ask, no? The first thing is, how your disciple become this much pleasant? Isn't it? Second one, how your temple become this much silent? So Buddha, at that time, Buddha preached Atitanana Sochanti Nappatikke Anagatam Pachuppanena Yapinti Tena Maggo Pasidati. My disciples are not suffering, not thinking about the past, what they have done. They only take the experience. My disciples are not dreaming about the future too much. They live present moment. So the pleasant moment is the present moment. They are enjoying the present moment. Now once you hear, you all look at me, no? Looking at me. But while looking at me, can you go to the pagoda and come? How you are going? Now I think that you looking at me. But you are going to the pagoda through your mind. You can go everywhere. Even you can go to house and come. Even you can go to Singapore, USA without visa. From what? Through the mind. So that's why Buddha said, always remain in the present moment. Always keep present moment as present moment. Enjoy the present moment. That is meditation. That is meditation. You are always mindful and concerned about the present moment. When you concern about your every action, I mean verbal, physical, and thoughts, and mind, all action when you concern, you never do any unwholesome thing. You never do something wrong to others. You never do what Buddha says as outclassed person. You never do. Do you understand that? Do you understand the sutta very well? After the preaching of the Buddha, the Brahmani Bharadwaja, Aggika Bharadwaja, become a Buddhist disciple by listening to this Dhamma. See, that's why Buddha always advised, be good to the others, they will treat you the same way. Don't be an outcast person by the birth, by the color, by the way you grown up, that by the name of your family, you never become an outcast person. You become a high or outcast person by your what? Action, the way you behave, where you maintain your discipline, the way you think. That is the way how. And also, being tall or being short, being fat or being thin, not what? Becoming a wise person. These are not qualities of a wise person. Okay? So try to be a high-class person. How? By maintaining good qualities. Be honest to you. Be honest to the world. And always try to be happy and enjoy the present moment. Okay, do you have any question? Yes. Yeah, sure. I will. This is my summary actually. I write this because of you. Yesterday night, with all this work, I did it, but I'm so happy. That's why I'm thinking we are working so hard. Venerable Vinita, Venerable Konanja, even me, myself, those two are not well, but they're coming for you. Take maximum advantage. That's what I'm doing. Even myself, working hard to do something for you. So that's why I'm always advise you to take maximum advantage. I'm sure if you take maximum advantage of this program, until you die, you will remember me. You will remember one fat nun came from Sri Lanka, gave us this kind of advices. Done? Okay? Okay. Any question regarding? Do you crystal clear? All clear with you regarding this topic, Vasala Sutra? Okay? All right. So now almost time passed. Okay. So I hope that you learn about this sutra very well and use these things to your life. In a practical way. And teach them to your family members, your friends when you back. We learn these kind of thing. So that will be meritorial deeds for you. Spreading, being a Kalyana Mitra, good friend to the others. Okay, all right. We will transfer and share the merits with all the departed and devas. May the devas, by sharing this merit, may the devas will attain to the final liberation of Nibbana, and may the devas protect us from all the difficulties. Say sadhu 3 times. And may we be share these merits with the departed one. May the departed one attain to the final liberation of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.